Welcome to the Fit Femme Project Alignment Podcast. It is here that we cultivate and gather all who have been through it in fitness, relationships, careers, lifestyle changes, and unforgettable crucial life pivots trying to achieve their most sovereign selves. We're here to provide you with thought-provoking, detailed stories and information from truly fascinating men and women from all walks of life, professions, generations, and modern-day sagas who speak to their rawest, darkest moments that made them the strong, decisive, humble, helpful, healing people that they are today. We ask them to hold nothing back because life is a multi-dimensional pursuit to be stronger, healthier, and more aligned mentally, emotionally, and physically. Let's go.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. It's the FFP, two favorite people in the world, probably me and Lindsey.
Maybe. We don't know.
I'm just going to make that assumption. It is morning for us. I'm having a hard time waking up. And it's probably, I think a lot of people, when I check the stats, like in the morning, a lot of people actually listen early in the morning. So,
that's when I listen to my pods. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy
Cheers.
Monday to the listeners, but happy Friday to us. It's Friday for us.
Yeehaw.
It was a long week. You know what I told Mark the other day? I was like, this week is going by so slow because for us, with all the stuff that we had going on, it was for like 5 or 6 weeks, we had a short week, the holidays and then the vacations we went on, and the travels we did. It just was like short weeks for quite some time. So this is like the first long week.
And with the snow, like my kids weren't in school, and so like they started back Monday. I'm like, for 5 days in a row? Seems aggressive, but okay.
Yeah, it's like, well, this is not normal, but
we're supposed to ease into things? Good Lord.
I know. So I'm happy it's Friday. What are you guys doing this weekend?
Charlie Black, my spirited 8-year-old, has volleyball tryouts. Do I like volleyball tonight at 6. I actually can't be there because I'm going to a little get together tonight with a group of friends for a birthday, and then tomorrow, because my life is glamour, we all know this, I'm going to break down all the Christmas boxes for my garage and quit being embarrassed. The state of my semi-home, my outside home.
Oh, you still have all your stuff up?
No, all my Christmas stuff is down, but baby, the Amazon boxes, I don't like to break them down. I just like to fling them, into the garage and be like,
so you're those funny TikToks of, women throwing, like, that's like a thing. It's like a stereotype.
Really? Well, I'm a stereotype of that because out of sight, out of mind, except when I walk into the garage and I'm like, ooh.
It's funny because, like, some of the videos are like, the women gripe into their men, put your shoes away, you don't put your socks in the hamper, but then the next clip is like throwing the unbroken down box into the garage without even looking.
Well, here's where I'm not a stereotype because I do not gripe about socks. Well, sometimes for my kids because they'll just be like, socks on the kitchen counter, like, why? But like in general, I don't complain, especially to Matt about that stuff because I am pretty intolerant of being corrected myself.
Ooh.
And so I just don't want to start that. I don't want to open that Pandora's box of here's what I hate that you do.
And you don't want to be a hypocrite, because...
Well, I don't want to hear anything. I just want to live in peace.
I am the same way. I would rather just live in peace. And, like, if this... Like, last night, his shoe, he had, like, several pairs of shoes out. I'm like, can you put one of those away? So he ended up picking up all of them. Like, thank you. Like, I don't complain much about your state of cleanliness, but I have a little sense once in a while.
Yeah, just every once in a while.
But anyway, so let's get into today's topic. We're going to be talking about alcohol. And
alcohol. Everybody's least favorite topic when it comes to health and fitness.
It is, and I avoided it. I just didn't want to hear it. I would be, it's like something you don't want to hear, but you also kind of want to hear. Just be like, what are you saying? But I'm not going to pay attention.
Yeah.
And
I'm not there yet. Yeah.
I'm not there yet. And we talked about this in the last conversation we had, where I think a lot of people do this too. They think to themselves, okay, I know there can be a place for it in a healthy, quote unquote healthy way. But at the same time, it's like, why am I making excuses for this? You feel so icky. It's like you're putting up such a building you're trying to build some strong case, I'm gonna drink my alcohol, but wait, that makes me sound like an alcoholic. You know what I mean?
I guess, but to me, it's also this. It's not. It is, but it's not different in just the kind of blinders on, just the range you're talking about. It would be the same as someone saying to me, "Why, if you're a health and fitness people, why did I just see you drink a Diet Dr. Pepper or eat Oreos?" Right? Those are inarguably not conducive to overall health.
Right.
They're more like lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna if I looked at the back of the thing of Oreos, there's not a lot of, I can't be like, look at the fiber, Jesus, the vitamin C. There's no redeeming qualities, right? That's
a good point. Yeah,
a calorie filler. So you're gonna, and I think sometimes inadvertently, because of my personal relationship with alcohol, I think I come across almost two-faced on it, if that makes sense. But what I hope to convey today is that alcohol is a double-edged sword, and there are two faces to alcohol.
Okay.
Because I'm not anti-alcohol. I don't identify, I'm doing air quotes here because that's one of those buzzwords, identify as sober, because I think that is misrepresentative of any kind of struggle I may have had. And there are people that have had hit rock bottom, lost their family, lost their jobs, lost who they were because of alcohol, and quit. And it was a huge struggle for them. And they had to go through withdrawals, go to rehab. You know what I'm saying? And really have a bad part of their life due to alcohol, and then the getting away from the alcohol. And that wasn't me. I just had enough of the negative effects of it. And it was detrimental to everything in my life that I would say, if someone said, what are the most important things in your life? I would have said my family, my personal health and fitness, and my work. And alcohol was detrimental to my top three. Therefore, for me, it doesn't have a place in my life. But everybody doesn't feel the same.
That's a good point. I really do like the Oreo comparison, because that's kind of true.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, side question. Can you hear me the same that you always hear me? My voice sounds okay?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay. Are you talking about because the little wavelengths look tiny?
The waves look different. I'm just making sure. Oh, that was the time. Okay. Redirect. Anyhow, I get it. And I haven't had the same, I didn't start drinking until I was past 21. I mean, I would have a dumb, weird cocktail at a dinner. And also my ex-husband was really weird about it. And he would if I ordered one sugar-filled cocktail at the Applebee's, he would just be like, really? Really? I'm like, yeah, I'm 22.
Yes, really.
There was one time.
And that's why I don't like being anti-alcohol, because that any kind of trying to kind of impose your personal standards and beliefs on someone, ick.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people have that, they feel that like, okay, I'm starting coaching with Lindsey, then I'm going to have to, if I do that, then I'm going to have to give up alcohol. Like, they're going to judge me for wanting to have wine. They're going to, I'm going to have to hide it. And then you really feel shameful about it. Like, but it's like, not like that. Yeah.
No, it's not like that. And I just encourage honesty. I'm never going to judge you for drinking alcohol, and I'll never judge anybody around me for drinking. My husband drinks on occasion, and I don't care. I'm not just saying that. Like, I don't care at all. But just like we'll go back to, we're gonna talk about Oreos a lot today. I can tell. The same if I saw you like staying in your calorie goal, but not hitting your protein because you kept eating whole boxes of Oreos. I would say maybe hit your protein goal and then fill in with however many Oreos still fit in your calories, right? I do the same thing with alcohol. Like, someone will be like, I stayed in my calories even though I went out for margs. I'm like, first of all, excellent tracking, honest tracking. Second of all, hit that protein goal first. And then fill it in with empty calories if that's something that you choose to do.
Yeah.
That's my approach.
Oh, good tip. And we're done here, folks. Bye.
Bye. Have a good day. Cheers.
What's in the mug, Lindsey? I'm just kidding.
Black coffee. You can't even see it. I'm almost done. Black coffee.
Let me see the mug. What is that on there? Kitties. The hell are you looking at? So I want to ask you about, to tell the people, because you obviously haven't drank in like 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, probably 4 years.
4 years. So what was it like? Like, what was your routine before you quit? Like, what was it like for you?
My routine. Okay, so I'm not going to say started drinking. My drinking routine. Wake up, shot. No. But like, I'm like, obviously I was a literal child, but I mean, the first time I ever had a drink was probably like 14.
Really?
Really. And then just like a slow escalation. And I know that sounds crazy, but I promise you, there are a whole lot of people that are listening to this podcast going, yeah, that's about the time we snuck into so-and-so's dad's garage fridge. That curious age that I'm, braces on your teeth. Adults don't know what they're talking about. That whole, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I have a 14-year-old daughter. I just died a little bit inside. Okay.
Oh.
Anyhow. So, and for me, alcohol was never something easy to manage. And for years, because there is a solid amount of alcohol abuse, arguably addiction. Like, no, but I don't think a pretty good majority of people are like, yes, so-and-so's been in rehab. Man, rehab expensive. Normal people don't go to rehab. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wouldn't have been an option if someone had got found in a gutter. They'd been like, get out of the gutter, stop drinking. Okay. But it's like my, I don't even want to get into people's personal business, but in my family, lots of alcohol, probably overuse, misuse, that kind of thing.
But not like alcoholics, just...
I'm sure they would be classified as alcoholics, and I'll get into, like, I'm uncomfortable with some of the terms.
Okay, yeah.
Because it places a lot of blame on the individual for something that is in no way should they be able to manage. It's just like, that's not how the substance works. But it was always a struggle to manage. And I'll just talk about, I won't even get into high school and really even college. I'll just talk about me as an adult.
Oh. Okay. Now I'm curious.
Ooh, it's squirrely. But as an adult, it was very hard for me to manage. And it was always that, okay, I'm only going to drink on weekends. I'm only going to have 2 drinks. Always 2 drinks. Why is it always 2 drinks? I'm only going to drink, and then it'll be like, okay, well, I'll drink during the week, but only if we're out to dinner and not at home. I'll never drink when I'm at home. I only want to be a social drinker. And it was always this trying to match these puzzle pieces, because what alcohol did to me, and I'm not even going to talk about like just physically, like the hangovers and the just how it started to affect my body composition as I got older. I'm going to talk what was the killer for me was the mental, the anxiety, the stress level, the shame, the feeling like I was out of control and being so embarrassed about it. And just being more dependent on it than I wanted to admit.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It took up a large part of my brain of, I'm only this is what I have tonight, and I'll do this many drinks, but I'll drink one before I go, but then I'll only have one. And it just took a lot of mental energy trying to fit this shit in that didn't fit. Right? If something, you talk about trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Right.
But I kept trying to twist and mold and change things and chisel a little bit off this side so that it would fit into what I knew was my best life that I wanted so bad. And it never would fit for me.
Yeah.
And so there was, and I guess it is a funny story. I just got it repaired. Did I tell you that? I finally got my tooth repaired.
Didn't know it needed repairing.
Kind of, sir. Oh, I've had this chip for 4 years. We were in Cabo when I don't think I had turned 40 yet. I think it was May or something, but I hadn't turned 40 yet. And the waiter came up because my friends everywhere. It was a joke because I shouldn't tell you this because you seem like you would be one of those people that would do this to me. I don't hate my birthday. I love my birthday because give me gifts. Please do. Lavish them upon me. But also leave me alone. Like, be chill. Like, leave me alone. Don't sing happy birthday to me. So it started out with a mariachi band that came in and stood behind us at a private dinner and sang at my back.
Oh,
the whole time.
I don't like that either. I don't think anybody does. It was
Awful. And yeah, the fact that my friends paid money to make me so sad. Thank you. And then every time we would go to a dinner or anything afterward, here they'd come. Hey! And I was just like, oh.
They followed you all night?
No, but like different nights. But whenever we went, they'd be like, hey, it's her birthday. And it wasn't. First of all, it wasn't my birthday yet. That's a lie. They lied. So basically, I told them, also, y'all are thieves. Because y'all trying to get free desserts, and it is not my birthday. It is May 4th, and my birthday's not until May 23rd. It was just a whole thing. And
I would fake a proposal about a birthday. Like,
don't do that either. Anyway, y'all just need attention too bad. Y'all need attention too much.
Free stuff.
Oh my God. I was like, it's making me hot, and I can't take off my shirt because I don't have on a sports bra. But so I'm just sitting there minding my own business. And I feel this on my forehead and my head jacked back. And I had already gotten to a point where alcohol made me feel so bad. I did not do shots or anything like that. And here comes another hand with I guess it was probably tequila or something at my mouth. And I tried to shut my mouth and he shoved it in and chipped my tooth.
Oh,
my front tooth.
Wasn't that
the waiter? No,
the waiter.
In Cabo.
I was going to say, if it was one of your friends, I hope you have new friends now.
No, I would still be friends with them anyway, but yeah, and I was just like, at this point, and I don't know, that just did something to me.
Yeah.
I was so sick of it. I was so sick of the booze-fueled nights. I was so sick of everything being centered around alcohol. And that being the entertainment, the point, the purpose, and just, I don't think I really drank much after that night.
You were really
so that I was, well, and I that did something. I mean, I don't know why. because it was an accident. It wasn't a big deal. It didn't knock my whole tooth out or anything. But I was just like, I was pissed is what I was. And I didn't really drink the rest of that night. I was just kind of done. And then to see, I don't know, then you're just more aware of everything. And I didn't drink after that. Again.
Wait, that was like the last night you ever drank? Oh, yeah. That did make you mad.
Well, it made me fed up. It had already, this has already been in the works. This had already been in the works. And Matt said, and I don't remember this, he said that I came home and I was like, I'm just going to like not drink for a month. I don't remember saying that, but he remembers it. And I don't know why that would be a weird lie. But he said that I came home and was like, I'm not drinking for a month. And he's like, and then you just never drank again. And I was like, yeah, I don't remember even saying for a month. I bet you I did say that, because how many times have I wanted to quit drinking and didn't?
Yeah.
Like I would do things like the Whole30. I did that a couple of times. So, and honestly, so that I would quit drinking.
Oh, I see.
Like I felt like I needed something, some rules, just so I would not drink, so that I wouldn't have to have that anxiety.
Yeah, and then like if you're out to dinner or around people, you would have like, oh, I'm not drinking because I'm doing Whole30, like rather than just like I'm not drinking. Like,
oh man, you just really hit the nail on the head with that. And you know, that was a big, I think that was a fear of mine, is that my friends, how would they react to me not drinking anymore? Would they think I was no fun? Would they think I was judging them? Would I be no fun? Am I only fun with alcohol? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a whole lot of, because like I said, this started for me early.
Yeah.
Is part of, yeah, bro. I was, like I said, that was when I was 40.
Yeah. I get it though, because like over the past, for me, the past 3 or 4 years of going through this process, especially, like, I knew, like, okay, well, let's, fit it. It's just like you said, little puzzle pieces, and I knew I had to cut back, because it sounds bad, but, don't tell my mother this, because she'd actually think I was an alcoholic, because I would drink like a bottle of wine a night, which,
yeah. Easy peasy.
When you really look at it, super easy. I would pop it open about 5 o'clock, have a glass, start cooking. So this was like over the course of like 3 or 4 hours of having like 4 glasses of wine.
But that's not a ton of wine.
It's not, but it's like 1 billion calories.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, for someone that is used to drinking, and look, this is a joke I used to make, because I'd bring over a bottle, and when someone would ask me for a glass, I'd be like, this is a single serving. Like, no.
Yeah, I am not sharing this. I brought this. It was BYOB, right? This is mine.
Yeah, I'm like, I only brought one bottle.
I can't tell you how many times I've said that to my friends. Like, oh yeah, you want to split it? And inside, I'm just like, I want all of that. Like, are you kidding me?
No. And yeah, but you're like, it's like 1 billion. It's like, I mean, it's probably like, what is it? It's probably like between 800 and 1,000 calories, depending on the
I think
the type of wine.
I think like white wine, because I've tracked it before. I think it's like just less than 100 calories, or a little less than 200 calories per glass, like 5.
Okay, ounces. Yeah, that's high.
Yeah, and like a shot of tequila is like 80 cal. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Oh, see, I did that. I switched to where I would. I went from drinking a lot of wine to where my drink was vodka soda with lime. I'm like, oh, well, if I'm going to drink, I need to be healthy. But here's the tricky thing about alcohol, and I do spend some time with clients that are wanting to work this into the lifestyle part of their program. Is the tricky thing about alcohol and tracking it accurately is that alcohol is not a food. So when people are like, well, alcohol or vodka has no carbs, and I was like, right, and it also has no fat, and it also has no protein. Why is it 100 calories per ounce?
Yeah, it's 0, 0, 0s across the board, but yet
across the board except for calories, because that's how it acts in your body. But it is not a food. It is ethanol. It is it's a low dose poison. That's what it is. Well, I mean, it is like there's just like if you can drink something to an extent where it will shut down your organs, that's a poison. It's the amount you drink has to be really, really high, but still understand that if it's going to kill, if it can kill you, then it is having detrimental effects in any like amount in your body.
Yeah.
So when you drink alcohol, that your body's, no matter what else is going on, I don't care if you only ate chicken, brown rice, and broccoli the whole day before, everything stops and your body has to get rid of the alcohol in your body because it's damaging your organs.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what it does. And it does a couple things. And I was talking to a client. She's like, how should I log it? If it's just like vodka soda, then you just log it as the alcohol. If it has mixers, then you have to account for those. Like wine is a mixed drink, basically, because it has a lot of sugar and everything, because alcohol tastes like crap. They have to put things in it, or it would be the exact same as if you pumped gas from the gas station in your mouth. It tastes that bad.
Yeah.
Yes. So they have to add things to it so that you can consume it. If it's just vodka, like let's say it's just a shot of vodka or tequila, okay, then how it acts in the body is as a carb and a fat. Some people like to log it just as a carb. Some people like to log it as a fat. I think it's most accurate to log it as both, because it does raise your blood sugar. It spikes your insulin. Again, it's a response. What we're getting is a response from the body of something in it that needs to be handled ASAP. But it also stops any kind of metabolic process, digestion. So that's kind of more like a fat, slows digestion. So the most accurate way is to log it as both.
Okay. That's true.
It is.
Yeah, like I was saying, like over the past like couple of years, like my relationship has definitely like altered, because like we were saying in the meeting when we were talking about this, it was like I was always talking to myself like, why am I doing this? Like, why do I do this to myself? Like, and so I've gotten to the point where it's kind of like what you said with like the puzzle pieces. I don't like drinking it's like changed where it's like, okay, it's a hot day, we're out on the boat. I honestly don't like drinking when it's like scorching hot and I'm outside all day. I'm not going to do that. Before, I would force myself to. And like, but instead I'm just like, I don't want to do this because I'm getting dehydrated and I feel like shit. Even if I have just like 2 drinks, I'm going to feel like crap because it's so hot outside. And so that was one thing that I started doing. It's like, I'm not going to drink if I'm out at the pool or, because it's just miserable. Why am I doing that to myself? So it's like all these little pieces I started like putting together to like, one, manage it a lot better, and not necessarily, like, kind of like what you were saying with trying to like fit it to where it doesn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like that, and then just like fitting it where it does fit. Like, yeah, we're out at a anniversary dinner or something. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that fits right now, right? Maybe 2 glasses of champagne.
Right. And being, I think you need to be, regardless of your stance or your intentions with consuming alcohol or stopping consuming alcohol, which I've seen a lot more of. A lot more people are not drinking now than when I was young. That did not, like, nobody didn't drink except for, it's so embarrassing to say this, but what we would refer to as the Bible beaters. Oh, that's so embarrassing.
What? Wait, what? Explain.
I can't talk about it. No, it's just like it was just, how there's groups in high school. You've been to high school. No.
I was so sheltered. No, yes.
Were you a Bible beater? No, just kidding. But like there was groups of people. There was that hung out. There was the people that played hacky sack down by the Agri building. Okay, there was that group of people. There was the people that were in the youth group together and all went to the same church, and they were a group. Okay, and then there was me. You know, then there's several of them. There's several. They're the people. There were the kids that wore capes to school and hissed. There were all kinds of people. Right?
Yeah. Okay. But what are Bible beaters?
People that didn't drink because they had moral aversions to it and were like, in hindsight, strong enough at that age to stand by what they felt was morally and ethically right for them. Yeah. So, but, it's, man, I forgot where I was going now because I got embarrassed.
No, I forced it out of you.
It's okay, but ick. Ew, I got ick for my own self. Is that possible?
Wait, what category were you in?
I don't know. Just the one that did drink.
The rebels.
Oh, I don't know. Just the doing whatevers. But I don't know what my point in talking about that was. But
I had to know what you were talking about. I'm sorry.
That's so funny. And then we're like about are we a whole generation apart? How long is a generation? Is it 10 years?
20 years?
Oh,
15?
no, I don't know. But anyway, you're like 10 years younger than me, right?
Yeah, which is a long time, but also not.
But different areas too. Like you grew up in Nebraska. I do notice a big difference in geography between like how people's experiences were through the same times in their life, like working with clients. Like I have a client in Australia. Like, I mean, everything's just like, it's interesting how different what was acceptable and normal is in different regions. It's pretty cool. It's been, I love what I do because I do get to, kind of experience things, but it just trying to fit something in, like, I got to a point where I was just, I couldn't argue more. I didn't want what was considered normal for a middle-aged woman. I did not in any way want to be out of shape. I didn't want to survive my days getting through my life, having to like, get Starbucks drinks and like, I'm getting through my day. Like, oh, my life sucks so bad. I just have to survive it every day. And my kids and my husband and blah. And then, 5 o'clock, time for wine. Finally, I can relax. I didn't want to survive my life. It was a miserable existence. And I really kind of fell into that, especially after I had kids. I'm like, well, this is mom life. I feel like shit all the time. I don't sleep much because I'm taking on the weight of the world. And it didn't sit right with me. It never did. But I did it for years and years and kind of went down, I feel like, not a spiral, but a slow spiral, a very slow spiral of not feeling just, okay, cognitive dissonance is what it was. I was constantly doing things because I felt like that was what I was supposed to be doing that didn't sit right with who I really wanted to be. And, there comes a point, or it did for me, where I just had to, and it's like that thing where you, sometimes you just have to say what's true to you, even if your voice is shaking, even if you're scared of how it's going to be received. And it felt so radical at the time. It didn't, when I did it, didn't feel nearly as earth shattering or shifting in my life, but I can't do what's normal and be happy. I can't drink wine and have vodkas and get trashed every weekend and eat crappy food and I can't do that and feel in line with who I want to be, who I really am.
Mm.
And so completely changing a whole lot of things that I did and that I prioritized over the past 4 years has been so freeing for me. Being able to let go of things and see some people, and it's not dramatic, like we see on the internet, like people will leave you. Like nobody was like, I hate you now, and like walked out and like cussed me out and left. But I have seen people that I was really close to, just slowly distance.
Yeah.
But I've also gained friends that I don't think that I would have given the time of day before too.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. No, I
It's
like
changed my
that.
relationship with family, with religion, right? Because that lifestyle for me and what, it's just like it didn't really fit in with a churchgoer, with someone who had like kind of the right to talk about spirituality and kind of the responsibility of that whole thing. It kind of emboldened me in some ways, if that makes sense. And it also too, as a coach,
Yeah.
imagine like having a hangover and then telling people how to eat and work out.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Oh,
sit
yeah.
right with me. That does
I
not
would be
sit
the
right with
same way.
me.
I would feel like it for sure.
A hypocrite, like cognitive dissonance, like is to me the worst feeling in the world is not acting on the things I know to do.
Yeah. I think I love hearing your story because like for me, and I like to share this like your story just for people to like relate to, because like my side of it too is that I am on that journey too, is where it's like, is this in line with like who I want to be? And it's like, because people think that I sign up for coaching or I get serious about my health and fitness, that you have to go cold turkey, just kind of like what we were saying at the beginning. Like they think it has to be this dramatic exit from what you like, when it's like not been like that has not been my experience. Like from where I started to where I am now, like I've definitely down. Is that really loud?
Huh? Oh yeah. I can't even hear you. Gotta be so cool and hip and live downtown, huh, Katelynn?
I know, this is what I get.
This is what. Did you please just move to suburbia? Just let it happen. Just do it.
I'm not there. I'm on my journey still towards suburbia. Well, I grew up in suburbia. I mean, I don't know. I'll time away from
But it's better for the pod. It's better for the pod.
I know. I should just do this in my closet, then you won't hear.
I'm just teasing you.
I know.
You can edit it out.
I don't care. Anyhow, as I was saying, like from where I started to where I am at now, like I'm always having those conversations with myself. Like, is this in line with who I am? It's changed. I drink far less than I ever have in my life. And there's some nights where it's like, really, Katelynn, get a little too caught up in the moment. And I do that. I just say to myself. But, I just want to speak to the people where it's like, your relationship with alcohol is your relationship with alcohol. It doesn't have to be your experience where you basically went cold turkey. I'm not. I am not a cold turkey person for the most part. No, ever. I'm not a cold turkey person. But it's just like having that conversation with yourself, just like you said, about like, is this really who I am? Is this what I want in my life? Does this fit in my life? And is it who I am? Right. And I think a lot of people just are really asleep to who they really are and really what they want and their desires. And so they get caught up in the, club culture or the girls' wine nights or the happy hours every other day, that sort of thing. And so it's a journey, it's a process. So I just like to speak to the people where it's just like, it's not going to be like night and day. You can have your journey, have your process, look at what it looks like for you, be encouraged by what we're saying. You know what I mean? And yeah.
And I want to say this, and I'm like, this is the one thing that I wrote down that I want to anybody that's listening that feels like alcohol has an inappropriate place in their life. The reason I quit cold turkey is because the struggle for me was managing alcohol. Okay. It was the managing of the alcohol. And the reason behind that is because that's what alcohol does. Alcohol wants alcohol. And we all know this. Once you drink a glass of wine, nothing on God's green earth sounds better than a second glass of wine. And then you just want to keep that little bit of euphoria, right? We get that initial euphoria where you feel like, I am groovy. The world is blessed and good. And this feeling is everything, to me. So we continue to chase that feeling that goes away after about 20 minutes. And then we just start to get drunk. But the thing about, people are like, oh, they're an alcoholic. Are they? Or are they not able to manage something that is not meant to be managed by the human body and brain? Yes, some people, really spiral faster than others. Like I said, I feel like I was on a slow spiral. There's a book that I read that did not come from a place of shame or morality or even like, how much I hate those crazy health scare people. The foods that kill you.
Yeah.
I hate that. That. Clickbait stuff.
Yes.
But it was called This Naked Mind, and it was by Annie Grace. And it approached alcohol from almost like a scientific perspective. It broke down exactly how alcohol works in your body, what it does, why it's not your fault. You're not some big piece of crap because you can't stop at 2 glasses of wine. Why you feel the anxiety, why you feel shame, why you keep getting emotional and picking fights with your significant other, why you wake up in a full panic mode at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Fight or flight. And just that approach for me was a game changer. And I will forever, to anybody that comes to me and is like a little bit curious about not drinking, that's the first thing I do. Is I will, if I have a copy of the book, which I don't right now because I already gave my other one away, I try to keep one on hand just to have it. It's the first thing I do is give them the book or send them the book or tell them to get the book. But it is beautiful approach to it. And she has a podcast too. And while I was still feeling like, am I going to quit drinking? Like I didn't trust myself, and why would I? I would listen to the, and you know this about me, when I am feeling tempted, I guess would be the word. Oh, I don't like that word, but like I need to get out of the headspace I'm in. Look, when I wanted to drink, when I felt like that witching hour, for me, it was always like 4:00 because I'm done with the day. The kids are home. They're hungry. I'm hungry, stressful. I would walk. And I still do that now when I'm like on prep and like, I'm like, I just want to, okay, go on a walk. Like I still do it. But I would listen to that podcast and it's other people's stories about what alcohol did to their lives and the things that they went through as kids that triggered it, and how she answers questions.
That sounds
It's just a great podcast for anybody. And look, even if you don't want to quit, even if you're having you feel like me, like you're just having a really hard time managing it, and you're just curious about, I'm not the only one, because nobody's sitting around at Girls Wine Night being like, hey, are y'all going to also go home and drink 2 vodka sodas and then sleep like crap and wake up and beat yourself up the next day? Or is it just me?
That's so funny. No, I do agree with, sober culture is definitely growing, and a lot of brands, alcohol brands, have, it might calories, but it's still a non-alcoholic version of beer or just other options, you know. And I love that. And I also, speaking of friend groups, my friend group is great because there's some in there that don't really drink, kind of do, really do, don't, but like, it's such a safe place and environment that it's just like, yeah, I'm not going to drink tonight. And they're like, all right, like, no big
Oh,
deal.
my core friends,
Yeah.
I have the same ones. I have
Yeah.
the same ones, and they will drink. And, like I said, it's not like
Yeah.
I would never label myself as an alcoholic by any means. I just don't even deserve that struggle recognition, honestly. But
Yeah.
they drink. I don't care. They don't care. But that's, those are my actual real friends. And to be honest, there's people I don't hang around with much now. There's things I don't do now that I don't drink. And it's because I didn't really like them. So if I haven't poisoned myself, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be around them. That's good information to have, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's helpful too, just being around people who aren't like so focused on it that it's like, it's encouraging too. And
Yeah,
like one girl, she's really cut back that from what I was told. I don't pay attention to what other people are doing, but she's like,
correct.
yeah,
Me
I'm
neither.
cutting back a lot. And I'm like, so what are you drinking? Like she had a koozie with a can. I'm like, so what is it that you're drinking? And she's like, oh, this thing, they're really good. It's like a little juice sparkling thing. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like I want to get more into that, especially like at the pool. It's such a I would have cocktails at the pool. It's like the thing you do, right? But at the same time, since I've started like changing, it's like, well, what are some other fun like poolside summer drinks? And there's so many options. There's that Olipop, and there's
Mm-hmm.
just so many other options. So like, what if instead of taking the beer to the pool, I just grabbed a couple cans of the Spindrift or something else? And it's really like, oh, I
Well,
don't
not a
need to
big
drink. I
deal.
don't.
It's not
It's
a big
not a
deal.
big deal. I just like having something to sip on and feel fancy and luxurious by the
Say,
pool.
you'll
Yeah,
never see me not drinking something. It's probably why I was bad at drinking alcohol. Baby, I'm just chugging. I've got a coffee. I mean, like at all times.
yeah, that's funny. No, I'm really glad we talked about this in this context versus like
Yeah.
the TikTok videos that you see. Like, it's poison. It's killing. I would never drink. I haven't drank in 10 years because like, okay, let's get off the high horse. I mean, good for
Well,
you, but let's come down a little bit. Like,
it's just not attractive to me, even as a non-drinker
yeah,
of
yeah,
alcohol. I drink lots of other stuff, but as a non-drinker of alcohol, that it's off-putting to me. And that's the last thing that I ever want to come across is like someone
shame,
that like
shame, shame.
you're like, well, I can't talk to crazy about it, but it is like you do have to be realistic about
Yeah,
the long-term health effects of alcohol. And it's, and I know that this is not the best thing to say. You can't really get to me by talking about lifespan. I don't want to live to be 100, I don't think, unless like I can still like do the jitterbug and wipe my own ass and stuff. But you can get to me by talking about health span. And
yeah,
I'm about to be 45. And that number sounds real serious to me. And it becomes, and of course, like when you are this age, your parents are starting to see decline. I mean,
oh yeah, it's real.
between Matt and I, we have one parent, no grandparents. It's just my mom. So we have seen people go into serious decline. And like we had kids, we had Charlie, we were 36. I, I very much want to do everything in my power to see any grandchildren and to be able to enjoy them as much as I can. I want to be there and be energetic for my kids when I am way old to be at football games and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like my health span, every day that ticks by, I think my health span becomes more important to me to build the muscle mass, to not do things that are continually chipping away at my health span. And alcohol is one of those, but again, so are Oreos. So,
Yeah.
not as bad. Certainly not as bad. It's about what your body can handle and not being afraid to do something that feels drastic or not normal if you don't want, to me, the horror of a normal American life. Well, I mean, when you look around at what is considered normal and how people are aging and the kind of like, it's pretty inarguable, the health crisis that we have, it's on each person to do what they need to do. Well, Jasmine, I hadn't seen you in a minute. It's on each person to do everything that they can do in their power to make sure that their life is what they want it to be.
Right. Yeah. I think that's such a good, let's say hi to the people, Jasmine.
Meow.
They're not up on my desk
Kitty is my favorite.
Really?
It's too tall. Yeah, that's my favorite color of cat.
Oh, Jasmine.
So fancy. Tuxedo cat.
She woke me up this morning with a scratch on her nose. They must have gotten into a fight last night. Anyway,
thanks for listening to the FFP Alignment Podcast. Please support us by downloading, rating, and recommending us to your friends and family. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at FitFem Project. That's FITFEMME Project. And for those of you looking to find their essential balance of lifestyle and fitness, book a free consult by going to thefitfemproject.com. That's FITFEMME Project.com and click Apply Now. Until next time, this is the FitFem Project Alignment Podcast.
For debunking stuff over here. Revolutionary. Jasmine, can you hear her rubbing? Tips and tricks. Again, thank you for listening. We love you. Say hi to us, DM us, all your coaching questions and stuff. And that's it. Bye.